Hello. What we see is what we get. That simple little statement really jumped out at me. What we see is what we get. Now, what we see isn't dependent on the eyes. It's dependent on our state of being. Most humans live through their mind, and therefore our state of being really is dependent on the quality of the thoughts that we have. It is dependent on our belief system. Our perspective on all of life, on the events, the situations that we encounter from moment to moment are all translated through the belief system and made to mean something by the mind. And that determines how we feel. But there is another choice. When we begin to live in presence, as we practice presence more and more, just starting with a few seconds many times a day, or a few minutes once a day, and then build it up. But as we're able to connect with that presence and then hold it, we notice that we're actually living in a different state of being. We're living in a state of open-heartedness. So when we can carry this presence, this open-heartedness from just being a single or a few moments into our daily life, that open-heartedness, that unconditional love of presence, of beingness, determines our state of being. And from this state of being, of unconditional love, there is total acceptance. There is no resistance at all. And from this place of open-heartedness, our heart actually takes over the mind. And the mind becomes a faithful servant. And instead of looking at our world through an outdated belief system of duality, we are now looking at our world through the proverbial rose-colored glasses. We're looking through the filter of unconditional love and acceptance. So what we see is so completely different. How we feel is so completely different. What we experience, because our point of attraction has changed, is so completely different. Everything that we desire is before us right now. Only because of what we see, because of our state of being, either our unconditional love or our mindset, pieces of that world are filtered out. We cannot see What we believe does not exist. And if we are in the belief that the world is dangerous or that there's lack, guess what we see? Because we're looking through that filter. You know, as I have been practicing awareness and presence and bringing it more and more fully into my day, my world has been showing me delicious portions that I had no idea were there. I go about my day and just the most simplest of things, they bring me into a place of awe. We truly live in a world of our own making. It's all happening within the light of our own being, within our own consciousness, within the essence of life that we are. So, what are you looking at and getting? And if it's not to your delight, are you willing to make a different choice, to shift your state of being, to see differently? Because as you see differently, you attract differently, and life presents itself more and more deliciously in every single moment. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Biggest hugs.